So I'll just like you to introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, which country, and the kind of work that you do.
My name is Linda Gichohi. I'm a lawyer and a certified mediator by profession. I'm originally from Mombasa, but I'm currently in Nairobi for work. I'm working at a law firm at the moment, but I'm also passionate about promoting peace and justice in the society. I'm a women's rights and a children's rights activist as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. So based on the kind of work that you do, what do you think is different? This election, how do you think this election is different from the previous elections?
For what I've seen at the moment, this elections has changed from tribal focus to agenda-oriented focus. We find that in terms of manifestos, the debates and all that, the politics has changed its way of mostly relying on tribalism to relying on what are you going to do for the people, what are you going to do for the society, and what are you going to do, in short, when you enter the presidential seat or whatever seat you're vying for. So this election is different in that way, and I believe the citizens of Kenya are currently more aware on how politicians affect their lives. We've seen the rising cost of living, so people are ready to question the politicians. What are you going to do for us? So I believe this elections has been very fair and very, very active in terms of changing the shift from tribal focus to agenda-oriented focus.
I like that so much, what you have just said. So as a human rights or women rights activist or advocate and a lawyer, what do you think is your stake in this coming election?
Okay. For once, it is a milestone, first of all, that the deputy, one of the aspirants, the deputy is a woman. So that in itself is a big change for the women because we see that they are promoting women leadership. And also in terms of, as a lawyer, what I hope they would do is that they will come up with solutions on how to end corruption, to have strict policies in terms of zero tolerance on corruption, in terms of following the rule of law, also in terms of the security and safety of Kenyans at home, in communities and the societies. As a lawyer, we hope that for once in history, we have a lawyer in one of the top positions and aspirants, and a lot of them in the government positions. So we hope that they will come up with policies that are good for the practice environment for lawyers. For example, in terms of the WIBA Act, it reduced a lot of industrial claims. So we hope that some of the acts will have in consideration the practice environment of lawyers, and also be able to promotes for lawyers to thrive in this environment. So that is all for me, and I hope that women will be encouraged in terms of political leadership and all that.
So when you look at the political party's manifesto, the presidential candidate manifesto, what strikes for you? How is it different? And also, does it speak to your sector, the areas that you work in? Does it speak to women issues? Does it speak to law issues of, rule of law and other things? Or this, the four manifestos that were presented by the leading presidential candidates?
Okay. Thank you for that question. In terms of what I see, the manifestos are kind of a bit superficial. We see that they mostly focus on the results, but not on the solutions. We find that some of the manifestos there are on agriculture, on healthcare, financing, on education, training teachers, and all that. But what I would like them to focus on is how are they going to do that? Yes, you're going to do this for us. What is the plan what is the plan? What is your plan of how to achieve that process? We know most of them have come up with the what I'm going to do after the 100 days after I'm elected. So one of the questions I would hope that they answer is to focus on the solutions and to be also very specific, because the needs of various regions are not the same. So they have to be specific. In this region, this is what I'm going to do. In this region, because not all regions are faced with the same issues. So in terms of when they say agriculture and capital, so this is for specific areas, because every area has their own issues that they deal with. So I that they have for the people of Kenya. So in short, I think it's mostly shallow. I wish they would go deeper and tell us how do they plan to achieve that, because we know there is this is what you want as a result, but is it applicable? Are you going to be able to do that? So also in terms of like the 100 days after elections, how are they going to do that? We know that the budget period is within a certain period of time. So are they going to do that out of the budget? Are they going to include it? So they have to tell us like how are they going to do that, or are these just false promises? So I hope that is one of the things the politicians could do for us.
Yeah, thank you so much. So apart from all these gaps that you have highlighted, is there any other thing that you feel is very important that needs to be addressed, but these political parties or these presidential candidates have not been able to address or mention this in their manifesto or even during their campaigns and engagements with the electorate?
As a women rights and children rights activist, what I would hope that they would do is, in terms of for once, the 2/3 gender rule. We know the 2/3 gender rule wasn't actually actualized. It was one of the things that was supposed to be there. So I hope they will come up with other policies that will be able to include the women. And if the 2/3 gender rule is already rolled out, what are they going to do about it? What are they going to do to be able to encourage women in terms of leadership, in terms of also getting opportunities in other sectors? And for the children, we already have a Children's Act, and there are new laws that already came up and were signed. So for that, I'm glad of that. I'm glad about that. What I would like them to also look at is the high cost of living. That is one of the issues that is plaguing the society. How will we be able to be sustainable? Can we be able to sustain ourselves? So what are they planning to do about that? Another issue is also the issue of unemployment. There's a lot of unemployment. What are they going to do to give the youth jobs, to give also other people jobs? For a lot of people are struggling with this economy. So I hope that is one of the issues they will first address. And what they are living out, because we've heard about healthcare, training teachers, education. We've heard about agriculture. What about what they are going to do for the youth? Those are some, and the high cost of living. Those are some of the issues I would like them to address in their manifestos and agendas.
Thank you so much. So where do you see this country post 9th August?
That's a tough question. Post 9th August. What I hope for is, first of all, there'll be peaceful elections. Second thing, what I hope for is that I'm not sure how the country will be. I would like to be positive about it. but we are waiting for what the candidate that will be chosen, what are they going to do for us. I hope they will actually do what they tell the people of Kenya they will do. So that is what I hope for. We are not sure what the future holds, but I hope they will keep their promises. That is all we hope for as Kenyans.
Yeah, and so regardless of who comes into power or which party comes into power, how do you think like people like us human rights activists or people who work in the development space, we can hold the incoming government to account? We can hold them accountable to their promises that they deliver on the promises they gave, they deliver on their manifestos.
What do we think as human rights organizations can do to ensure that they achieve whatever they said they would achieve?
Yes.
That is the question, yes?
Yes. How do you hold the incoming government accountable?
What I can do is how do yeah. What I would suggest is as organizations what go out there, ensure that they should first of all be able to partner with these government institutions and these agencies, so that they can also be part of the discussions, whatever is going on. I hope the government will be able to include them so that they can know what are the needs of the people. One other things is advocating and raising awareness of certain issues that are plaguing the society. The organizations are part of I believe, a critical community that should partner with the government or at least work with them hand in hand so that they can be able to achieve what they would like to achieve. Other than that, how do we hold them accountable? That is what I hope for, is that we can be able to, every institution can be able to be independent, not only the organizations, even other institutions. For example, we have the judiciary, we have the EACC and the corruption commissions, that all those commissions can be able to be independent and be able to work with these other international organizations and also human rights organizations such as, let's say, Transparency International and all that, so that they can work together and be able to highlight what is lacking for the government to do in the society. So one of the things that I hope we would be able to do is just partner with them so that we can be able to raise these issues, because that is essential for our working government.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Linda. Is there anything that you'd like to share with us?
In terms of election?
Yes, election, just anything that you think you have missed out, or any addition, or any message that you have for the voters.
What I hope the voters will do as they elect, they will not think about tribes, they will not think about ethnicities and all that. They will actually think about what are the agendas? Are these leaders going to deliver? That they will not even go for who's the most popular, who is not. They will look at, is this person capable of delivering what they are going to say they are going to deliver. I hope that, because as Kenyans we have a culture that mostly lies on either tribalism, either popularity, and all that. So I hope people will be able to see beyond that and be able to look at what the people are saying they are going to do for us. So that is all I hope for, and I hope for a peaceful elections and that the country will be peaceful and stable in future.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you for creating time. I hope that we can be able to have more conversation after the election. We hope that we can compile all this conversation that we've been having into a publication, which hopefully will be done before people go to vote. So we'll remember to share this with you. but also we'll share this video across our social media and also with the communities that we serve so that people can get these messages from the different people that we have been speaking to. So thank you so much for your time. And you are doing an amazing work. And we hope that we can be able to work with you, collaborate with you and your organization to ensure that we have a peaceful society and safer society in the country.
Thank you so much for this opportunity of talking about the election conversations. I believe this is one of the critical things in our country, and I hope to collaborate with you also in future. And we hope that we will have a peaceful election and also that people will vote wisely. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.